It's Charlie Flowe World Sports Show, joined by Baky Soumare, I guess. Back in Philly again. I mean, what was that feeling like touching down in Philly?
It's great. It's excited to play here. I've excited to see a lot of my former teammates. But it's good being back. It's good.
Because it's an interesting scenario. You played Chicago twice wearing a Philly jersey. Now you're wearing a Chicago jersey playing Philly. What do you think some of the emotions will be like stepping on the field tonight?
Yeah, it'll be. It's always different when you've played it alongside guys, and then all of a sudden you're playing against them. But just like when I played with Philly against Chicago, once you step on the field, all that stuff just goes out of it, and that's it. And it's all business as usual.
I mean, Chicago had a little bit of a slow start, but you guys are playing really, really good ball. I mean, with acquiring you and getting McGee and Rolf's playing really well right now, you guys must be feeling really positive.
Yeah, I think it was a coincidence that when Mike and I have joined the team and a lot of guys have stepped up to the plate, we just made this. That was like a new chapter for everybody. I remember my first game when I got to Philly. We were playing in Salt Lake, and the first thing we said was like, "This is a new chapter. Let's start a new season today." That's what we've done, and it's been pretty good. And now we just got to keep the wins coming because we fell far behind the beginning of the season.
That must have been a tough year for you. I mean, just sitting and watching. You told me you never had like an injury like that, but you had to sit and watch. What was that like emotionally for you, and more mentally trying than anything?
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult, especially when it's your first time getting injured as a pro. When you don't know when your knee's going to finally be back to normal, if it's ever going to be. It's mentally draining. Always question marks. And it was a difficult year. On top of that, you work hard to come back, and then not really being given a chance. It made it very difficult. But that being said, as much as that was like the most difficult part of my career, being here in Philly, now I'm actually enjoying my career as much as I ever have. I love being back in Chicago. I love playing for Frank. I love playing, with some of the guys I played with in my first few years. So this is like, it was one of those things where, the first 10 games of the season were probably mentally the hardest of my career. But right now I'm just literally enjoying the best out of my career.
I guess it does help when you come to Philly, a few nice places to eat, and you already have the city figured out.
Yeah, that was easy. I knew right away since, where I was going to have dinner last night, where I'm going to have lunch today, where I'm going to have dinner tonight. It's all lined up, and there's one thing I really enjoyed here is the restaurant scene. There's some really great restaurants.
I guess going back is looking on your injury and I guess advising younger players. What would you give advice like a younger player in a situation like yours that just knows that, hey, you got to sit out for a while?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not easy, but as a player, you just got to know that, injuries are part of a soccer career. It's part of the process. You're going to get injured. You got to work hard and come back and try to play stronger, but it's part of the process, Rarely you see a player going through an entire career without getting injured, and you just got to cope with it, work hard, and try to come back stronger.
What were some of the things you did in the off-season to get yourself sharper? I know you said you did some yoga and stuff like that.
Yeah, I basically did not have an off-season. Like right after the season, I left for a week. I went to Mexico for a week, and then when I came back, that's when my season started. And we ended early because we didn't make it to the playoffs, and we let go early. So I cranked it up right away. Just had a personal trainer every day, did some yoga, just stay away from soccer a little bit. I would play tennis to stay fit and work on my agilities. But that's how all my off-season started. But this off-season was a little more. Usually I just take 7 to a week completely off from everything, and eat all kinds of food that I want. And after a while, I just start, whether it's playing tennis, workout, and all that stuff, just to stay sharp. And so you can't just stay through an whole off-season and just not do anything.
That's what they say these days. I mean, the off-season is not really an off-season. It's more of a keep your body in fit and
exactly.
shape.
It's an off-season from soccer and from Major League Soccer, but you find other ways to stay sharp. Just go swimming, go play indoor with your buddies, whatever it is that get you a sweat and you can have fun with. Anything helps, and then you try to work on the little things you need to, like, if you're strengthening your legs, you just go and, train your legs, if it's your upper body, if you need to, there's a lot of things you could work on your agility. There's so much you could do. And then in my off-season, right before I go, I just came out with a game plan. Basically, my first day, I meet with a nutritionist. We come out, with a whole game plan as far as nutrition. Then I have a trainer, and then we work, how many times a week are we going to train, what time, what are we going to do, upper, lower. And then I have a fitness coach. What are we going to do? Agility drills, fitness, So
when your off-season sounds harder than regular season.
We just come out. I'm one of these guys. Everything I do in life, I like to have a plan. Everything has to be down to a T, and sometimes to a fault. But that's how I am. Like my day starts, my day schedule down to a T. That's how my off-season planning goes, and it works.
What do you think you owe that to? Some of your upbringing, or just growing up, or?
Yeah, I grew up in New York in a family where everything was very, it was everything had to put down on paper. You're going to school, after school, you're going to tutoring, and then after tutoring, you're going to soccer, and this is how it was. Everything was very, and that's how we grew up. My dad was, successful. My adoptive father was a successful businessman, and that's how he operated, and that's how he raised us. And so now my life, everything is down to a T. It's like tomorrow, for example, I know what time I'm landing, I know where I'm having lunch, I know where I'm, and I like having my day plans, and which is great. And it works really, really well for me now. I've had a lot of success off the soccer field because of the way I plan my day and my regiment, which is
a little background on you, Baky. When did you first start actually getting into football/soccer?
Since I was like 5, 6. Listen, I'm from Mali. You go outside, and then all the guys. Every household has at least 10 kids. So it's easy to go out there at 5 o'clock, and then
you almost got a full team in every house.
Oh yeah, you easily have, when you come out there like 5 p.m. you easily have 30 kids outside. Put 2 big rocks on the side and just get a ball and just start playing. Ball goes up above the fence, go somebody's house, you up the fence, go get it. And then it's the fun part.
What was that feeling, just emotionally, even just putting your country's jersey on in Africa, just putting it on for the first time?
It's fantastic. I've had some great soccer moments, and that was one of the best ones. And my top soccer moments is when I got drafted. Then the one that I put up there was playing the jersey for the first time for the national team. But you know what? I put my last, literally, I'm enjoying Chicago so much, and I was so excited to go back to Chicago 3 months ago. I put that up there. The level of excitement and enjoyment, I put that up there with my first national team game. That's how happy I am to be here. This is for me, right now I'm just every day. And then after going through something like I did in Philly, you enjoy your job. You don't take anything for granted. Now it makes you think, things in life could be a lot worse. And I just love it. Every day, just get up early and being able to go to training, having a coach that I like a lot, teammates like Chris Wolf, teammates that I played with my first year and that I like a lot, and new teammates. It's been just fantastic, It's been really, really good.
And also change a little bit of the page. I won't keep you much longer, Baky, but you've been involved with some of the women's game. Red Stars are doing pretty well. They're bouncing back. You're friends with some of the players. What are your thoughts on just women's soccer, especially you're in a city that's unique, that has both a men and a women's pro team?
Yeah, it's great. Soccer in America is huge. When you think of women's soccer, you think of America. And the fact that the league hasn't been able to sustain over a couple of years it's difficult. And listen, I've started following because Ella is a great friend of mine. She's a really good friend, and I absolutely love her. And so it's good seeing people like Ella having the ability to play in a country and a professional league, which is great. It's great for the girls, and hopefully now they can keep it up and make it, one of the best leagues in the world.
Well, thank you for your time, Baky.
Thank you.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks.